All right, well, we are here at the shop today, but we are not picking items for eBay and we are not picking items for whatnot, so you guys don't have to worry about that. We are actually here today to price things for the booth. We're doing a booth video. We are picking items for the booth, we are pricing them, and we are getting ready for a restock. So I have some items laid out on the table already that I'm going to be pricing, and then I'm going to be selecting items from recent videos, getting those laid out, and also pricing those. And then in the next few days, we will be over at the booth, and we'll be, or I should say booths. I have to get used to the plural of having two booths. We will be over at the booths, sprinkling fresh items in and doing some refresh. So Mom will likely not be with us in the next few booth refreshes. She is at home with Dad, obviously. So we're gonna do our best. But in a month or so, she will be back. She will be back at it, and she will be helping us make the booths look their best. So let's head in and see what I already have laid out and see what else we can find to start pricing, because the upstairs booth could still use some stuff. It's still looking a little sparse. I also have to get that rug moved out of there because it was funny. I ran into a viewer yesterday while I was out and about, who traveled from New Jersey, and she just happened to be walking into Bedford Street. And as she walked in, there was a woman at the front desk complaining about my rug, just the timing of it, complaining about my rug and how it wasn't for sale. So I'm just like, it's time to get that rug out of there. It's just time to get it out of there, because we had the rug in there one day and I was already getting calls about it. So everybody wants to buy it. I guess it gets asked about all the time, and I knew that would be the case, but as you know, the other rug was buried, and I had to dig it out. I had to dig it out just to save the workers there the headache of constantly being asked about my rug. So I'm going to do that today as well. We're going to get the contemporary overstock rug dug out, and we're going to switch them out this week. So that's the plan. Now let's head into the shop and get to work. Alright, so here is where I am at as far as pricing on these things. We'll start over here with the Blendo. I priced the Blendo bowl at $18. And then the bronze figurine, the Dokra, I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that, but when I found the little elephant candle holder, I looked that up and I was able to find it. It's DHOKRA bronze. And this is the same material, same style. That's what it is. So I priced this at $18, I believe. And I'm not sure what he's supposed to be holding in his hands. I don't know. The ceramic piggy bank, I did $8 on that. The pottery heart pitcher is $12. Oh wait, let's go back over here. This tray here is $12. And then this is $12. And then the metal bread box, we did $24 on that. And the Fire King mixing bowls, they sell around $75. So I priced mine at $68. I figured that was a little below retail, and anyone walking into the mall doesn't have to pay shipping. So I figured that was kind of fair. And then, of course, this hammered serving tray, $18. So I'm going to get this stuff packed up and off the table. We have these had been in the booth. We moved them out. I'm debating whether to reprice them and put them back in the booth, or if they're just not right for my local market, which that's what I'm kind of leaning towards, that maybe they're just not right for the local market. But also, I don't know if we're brave enough to ship them, because look at how delicate the fingers are. Look how delicate the flowers are. It actually looks like one of the flowers broke. When we bought them, I'm pretty certain they were intact. So that could have just been moving them back and forth from the mall. But I don't want to ship these. So I don't remember how much I have into them, but I may drop the price significantly and move them back into the booth one last time. But I think they need a little bit more time before I move them back in the booth. So I might find a shelf for them and just let them sit for a little bit longer. That's kind of where I'm at on these. But I'm going to move the rest of the stuff off, see what we have left, and then start moving more stuff onto the table. Well, I was just in my office putzing around before we get started pricing things. And I decided to Google image search my rug. I'm like, why is everybody so interested in this rug? I'm going to show you why everybody's so interested in this rug. I should have done this a long time ago. That is my rug. That is my rug. I don't know how much, I don't know the size of that rug, but that is the rug. That's what I use. I just used a still shot from my Instagram reel. Here's another one that's similar. Somebody's asking $4,500 for it. Another similar pattern. Let's see how much they have on theirs. Looks like this one's sold, but it doesn't say what the price was that it sold for. So yeah, that might just be why everybody's so crazy about my rug. Makes sense. They probably think I don't know what it is. I knew it was something, I just didn't realize it was that much of a something, so now I know. And I don't think I paid very much for it either. I think it kind of went under the radar at the auction. And I just like the colors, and I thought, you know, I've bought and sold Navajo rugs before, and it kind of looks like one, so maybe it is. But now I have my answer. Now I know what it is. It's one of these. So I should probably go and get that rug out of there. That is the plan. So the rug that I want to put in there is actually not the one right closest to us, it's the one behind that. And that's why I grabbed the one that's in there, because it's easily accessible, and this one is not. It's buried. But I'm going to dig it out. I'm going to dig it out right now. Well, it smells a bit like a musty basement. But we're not going to have people calling about how much it's worth. So there you go. Alright, so now that my table is somewhat clear, I'm going to grab my buy it nows off of this table, because obviously they are filling up. This was always intended as a buy it now, so we're going to move this over. I just called it a buy it now, but a booth piece. It's intended as a booth piece. This massive thing is also intended as a booth piece, but I need both hands to pick it up. So I'm going to grab that and move it over. This was pretty dusty, but I was able to get the yellowing off of it for the most part. I did notice there's a chip there, but it's pretty nice. It probably would have been better to sell during the summertime, but I've noticed that even the seasonal pieces sell all year round, so we will stick that in the booth as well. Alright, so here's where we are. Colorful blue covered painted bowl. This actually had an old sticker on it from the previous antique mall. We had moved it into Bedford. We had brought it back here. It sat in a box, and now it's going back over for half the price. I reduced it to $18. So it had been $36. So I reduced that to $18. Put $145 on this. I think I paid $75 for it. So I put $145 on that. Now, I don't know who makes this. I don't know if this is Murano or not, but it is a nice quality piece of glass. It's very heavy. I don't want to ship it. So that's why it's going into my booth. This footed brandy snifter, I priced that at $28. I've realized that I've been a little low on my brandy snifters. I usually price them at like $18. So I'm bringing up the price a little bit. I think I still have some in my booth that are $18, but I'm going to start bringing the price up a little bit. Just walking around shopping other people's booths. Usually they're asking $28 and up. So I'm going to go start bumping it up. Over here we have this textured bowl. I put 18 on that. And the Dali little sailor, he is 12. He usually sells between 18 and 24, but he had a chip on his scarf, which I touched up. I normally don't do that, but I did touch it up, and I put it on the tag that I touched it up. Touch up on scarf. So it is there on the tag. But I just thought it looked so much nicer. So it was right there. It was just white against black. And I thought he looked so much cuter. So I did consider putting this over into the booth, but I thought better of it. This is a music box I picked up at Goodwill. And it has this magnetic ballerina. But I saw one of the magnetic ballerinas sell on eBay for, it was $20-something, best offer accepted. And I figured if they could sell for decent money, it would be temptation for somebody to just grab the ballerina out of the box. So this will probably be an online piece. Then nobody's tempted to steal the ballerina out. So rather than put this in the booth, I'm going to sell this online. And it is marked. I don't know what it says. It's very squiggly. I'll have to figure that out. So let me price this stuff. I still have to price this. You can see I just washed that. It's very, still got water in there. And then this, I couldn't remember who makes this, so I couldn't price. I was across the room at the computer looking over here to see what I had as I was pricing stuff. I think I did pretty good looking across the room. But I still have this and this to price. So, all right, I'm going to get CLL on these tags and then get that stuff priced and do the last few things and keep going. All right, well, I decided to root around here in the back and see what I could find to put in the booth. A lot of the stuff that I've picked today has been really big stuff. Now, unfortunately, this whole shelf is for my whatnot sale. So all of that will be gone by the time you're seeing this. All of that stuff is not booth stuff. Those plates I listed as buy it now. Got a bunch of Hagen Renekers, a planter, the beginnings of some fall stuff. I'm kind of like getting down to it. I have some mugs down there. I guess we could put those in there. They need some Goo Gone though. That's why they've sat. I just haven't really had the patience to get out some Goo Gone and wipe them down. But today's the day. I think this was off of Kenny. So I think I'll put that over into the booth. It's a really fun pottery bowl, console bowl. Nice decorative piece. So we'll put that on our cart to be wheeled out. I like this art pottery. It's got all these scuffs on it. I might actually just put this on here to wheel it out to the sink and try to get those scuffs off of it. It's part of the reason it sat for so long, because it's scuffed up. To get down here and give it a peek. I still have this asparagus dish. So this is essentially missing an underplate. It is old Majolica, but it would have had an underplate. I'll bring that out. Down on the bottom, I just have a bunch of platters. I've got those TP platters back there, and a ton of Waterford, which the reason I haven't listed it is because I've got Waterford sitting. So to list more, I'm just like, you know what, I'll let what I have sell and then I'll list more. So this whole red tub back here is full of Waterford. I have this Waterford pitcher here, and then even over here, I'll take you slowly over here, I've got Waterford back in that corner too. So I gotta get that Waterford moving, and then I'll get the rest of it listed. But I just didn't see any sense in listing it if it's just sitting around anyway. Alright, so I am just unloading what I have here. I did decide to move these over. This is something I picked up while I was in New York. And I found this on our way to or from New York. It's a pink crimped bridal basket, I would assume, or just a regular bowl. Found this on my back shelves. This is McCormick teapot from 2000. But I really liked the colors on it, so that's why I picked that up. We're going to take that over to the sink. We have 2 coffee mugs that are now nice and not sticky. This here needs to be washed. It still has soap in the bottom, so I have to clean that out. And we're going to do the lamp as well. So, I'm going to price these things. And, oh, the candles. I think the candles. Originally, I bought these thinking I would use them for myself, but I have this new rule that if it doesn't make it to my house quickly enough, I need to move it along. So we'll see. Maybe they'll make it home with me today. Maybe they'll get priced. We'll see what happens. Alright, so I finally got this clean. Ooh, you can see it's draining water. This is sat for a very, very long time. It's actually sat by the bathroom sink because it was full of soap. It was really grimy and gross because it had been holding soap, I think when it was donated actually. And so this whole basin was just full of soap. And it sat and sat and sat. So finally, I just grabbed it as I was walking by. I was like, let's put that in the booth. This was actually made by one of my viewers' parents. I remember them commenting on the video that their parents made this. What is this? Salt and the Earth pottery out of Ohio. So they commented that I think their parents made this, if I remember. I mean, it was a while ago. But I think that was the story behind it. Look, I still have soap on at least my hands are soapy clean. I'm going to have to dry that off before I try to stick any stickers on that. But I'm going to get this stuff priced. I don't know if I showed you this. This is West Elm. I found this a long time ago. And again, I held on to it because I was going to keep it for myself. But I'm moving it along. We're trying to get stuff moving around here. And doesn't make any sense. I do have a few West Elm vases at my house that I love, and they're the yellow ones. So white is white. I like the yellow. So let's move the white one along. And all right, let's price this stuff. All right, I'm trying to find this lamp over here. This is a Lane rooster lamp, and it's very specific colors. It's gold and black with white. So it's not not typical. This is kind of typical colors on this lamp. Very colorful rooster. So I'm having a hard time finding, here you can see it, finding the black and gold. I'm not finding it actually. So I tried eBay, there was nothing there. That's why I'm over on WorthPoint. WorthPoint is a paid service. It's a service that I pay for that helps me look up comps that go back later than 90 days. So I have a link to it down in the description. That is an affiliate link, so if you use my link, I do receive a small commission that goes to supporting this channel. That's why I decided to look over here, because obviously nothing like this is sold on eBay in the last 90 days. So I can come up with a price, essentially, but based off of what the other ones have sold for, I think I'm going to price it at $68. That's kind of right in line with what the others have sold for, but also personally, I like the coloring of this more than what the others have sold for. So we'll price this at $68. I haven't really done any research on anything else on the table. I just figured I'd show you that. I did pull these as well. These are a silver fade. There's 5 of them. I'm thinking like $12. $12 for all 5, right? I don't know. I've had those sitting around for a while. I don't even know how much I have into them. I have to look up the McCormick. this tidbit. It's a white milk glass hobnail. I'm thinking 12 on that. This one would probably be 32, maybe. But I'm going to quickly look up this McCormick because I think that's right around 24 to 28. So let me look that up and report back. Well, I was right. The average seems to be right about 24, maybe about 18 to 24. So maybe I'll price it at 18 just to get it to move along. So I'll price that at 18. Well, shoot. Maybe I have to do a little more research on those mugs before I stick them over in the booth. Fictilia? That's so funny. I found these at Goodwill, and I remember the exact moment I found them because I was out at Goodwill. I was filming, and I was on the phone with Andrew, so I just happened to not be filming at that moment. I grabbed them, I stuck them in my cart, and then I was like in line for the checkout. I'm like talking to you guys, and I'm like, oh yeah, by the way, I grabbed these mugs, and they were just kind of like not even a thought. And then I got them back here to the shop, and they were so covered in packing tape that they left this horrible residue, and they've literally been sitting ever since. So I'm going to have to do a little more research. I mean, obviously that's my first result, $200. But that's kind of intense. So I want to make sure that I'm not giving these away if they actually have some value. So I'm going to hold back on those for now, do a little bit more research. But everything else, I'm going to get tags printed for those, get them marked COL, get them boxed up so that we can head over and restock the booth. I think on that note, I'm probably going to get out of here. We are having quesadillas tonight, and Ashton is very excited because it's in the crock pot. He's like, Mom, what is that smell? It's so good. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here, and I guess I'll see all of you guys tomorrow. So long.